Three, two, one. Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted, as always, to be joined by Thomas. Thomas, thanks for your time. This is a final predictions video ahead of the big fight tonight between David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade. It's undefeated versus undefeated. The winner could be fighting Canelo Alvarez in 2024. The winner is able to kind of solidify themselves as the second best super middleweight in the world. So it's a really big fight, despite kind of no genuine world title being on the line here, Thomas. Yeah, and we're here to get some final predictions. So we're going to jump straight into it. Give me your final thoughts, final prediction ahead of tonight.
I think it should be the biggest test of both of their careers so far. But the way I see it playing out is I think Andrade will give Benavidez some trouble early, maybe hurt him. He One thing that I think people forget about Andrade is he can crack. He can put down guys. Sometimes he doesn't finish fights, but he can put you down and he can hurt you. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did that to Benavidez, and outboxing him in the majority of the early rounds, I think too. But I think Benavidez over the second half of the fight will start to break him down. I don't know if he'll get the stoppage, but I think he'll break him down enough to clearly win rounds, swing the momentum of the fight towards his direction. And I think he should win a close decision. Not controversial. I think it should be clear, but we'll see. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. And give me your reasons as to why. Is it down to kind of timings of their both careers? Is it down to age? There's quite a big age gap between the two fighters here, around 9 years. What's your reasoning behind this prediction?
I think just physicality and perhaps age as well. Um, Benavidez just in the past. I mean, he's young, and he's shown the ability to just break guys down in his last, against Caleb Plant. He did the same thing. And he has tremendous physical talent. He's big, strong. He has hand speed as well. He can put together some amazing combinations, as we've seen. So he kind of has it all in a sense. Um, but I do think that Andrade will give him some problems, but I think the younger man will come out on top at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I think Benavidez is going into this as a favourite. Just going to quickly go through some betting odds. The latest betting odds we're seeing here in the UK. Benavidez is 2-7 to win the fight, 5-4 by KO, 6-4 by decision. Andrade is 11-4 to win the fight, 7-1 by KO, and 4-1 by decision. David Benavidez is 27-0 with 23 stoppages, so a very big puncher there. Demetrius Andrade, 32-0 with 19 stoppages. So not as much of a big punch, but yeah, still a good KO percentage for them. It is undefeated versus undefeated. The near I do want to ask you, Thomas, like, although this is kind of like a final predictions video, one thing that's been on my mind during fight week is a frustration at Demetrius Andrade's career. 35 years old now, 32 fights. If I were to ask you, or if I were to ask a lot of boxing fans, who are Demetrius Andrade's best kind of couple of wins, a lot of boxing fans maybe wouldn't be able to name name opponents, let alone wins. And to me, it's so
Right.
frustrating because I consider Andrade to be an elite fighter. I think he's very awkward, as you mentioned, can punch, very rangy. He's a two-weight world champion. But you look at his record and they're just he's not beaten guys who are world level, let alone kind of guys who have kind of been many world champions in the sport. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that. Your thoughts on Andrade's career.
No, I agree 100%. And I think it's a shame that it's taken this long for him to get a fight like this coming up tonight. Um, I remember watching him like 10 years ago on HBO when he fought Vanes Martirosyan. That was like the first time I had seen him fight. And I mean, he was supposed to be, you know, the next up and coming guy then. And for some reason, his career just over the next 10 years just kind of stalled out until now, you know. So it's a shame that it's taken so long. He's 35 years old now, right? So it's a shame that it's taken so long for him to um, get this big fight. But depending on how he performs on Saturday, we'll see. Maybe he's got a lot more left in the tank.
Yeah, yeah. Look, we shall see. Andrade, he's not obviously not lost. I wouldn't say he's been kind of in many wars in his career. So he could fight on for another 3, 4 years. He could have plenty of fights left in him, win or lose tonight. So so we shall see. Prediction wise, I'm going with Benavidez as well. I'm actually going to agree with you as well. I do think it'll be on points, despite Benavidez having that large KO percentage. I expect Andrade to have enough within himself to not get stopped, basically. And
Right.
I'm going for like a 116, 112, 117, 111 scorecards. That's
Yeah.
scorecard. So I think we're reading along the same sort of lines here.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Yes.
yeah. So we're in agreement. Final question I have got, Thomas. If we are both correct here and Benavidez does win tonight and people are going to be calling that for that Canelo fight, I don't think there's many fights that people would want to see Canelo fight instead of Benavidez, and vice versa. I think people want to see, is Benavidez the real deal? Is he going to is this Canelo fight going to happen? Do you think we will see that fight happening in 2024? Canelo obviously fought not too long ago against Jamel Charlo. Personally, I don't see why the Benavidez Canelo fight can't happen in May of 2024 and Cinco de Mayo weekend. Give me your thoughts on that fight being a possibility in 2024.
I think they have to do it, honestly. You got the number one super middleweight in the world, and depending on, tonight's outcome, for sure number two super middleweight in the world. So they have to make it happen. There's no other big fight out there for Canelo that's really com comparable and realistic. Um, I I know he's expressed interest in fighting Bivol again for the second time, but I think it's within his best interest to just steer clear of that. I don't even think that rematch is as big as a Benavidez fight, to be honest. So it's like, why would you even go that route? So I expect him to fight Benavidez, and yeah, they should definitely do it for Cinco de Mayo weekend of next year.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm in agreement with you as well. I just think when you look at the top super middleweights, Jaime Munguia is another name for Canelo possibly, but Benavidez is a bigger, more challenging fight.
Right.
The middleweight division at the moment isn't the best, isn't in the best shape when you look at the top tier. So there's the argument there. And I think with Bivol as well, a lot of people, Bivol's obviously fighting is fighting next month against Lyndon Arthur.
That's right.
But look, if he comes through that, we want to see him fight either Beterbiev or Callum Smith, probably Beterbiev. So
Right.
yeah, I think we're in agreement here, and yeah, that would be a great fight. And one of the fights of next year. Thomas,
100%.
yeah, fantastic stuff. Good to speak to you. See what happens first. Maybe we'll be talking about Demetrius Andrade versus Canelo tomorrow. That's a possibility. He's a very live opponent in this fight. In the
Right.
meantime, have a good day, enjoy the fight, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Thank you. You too. Take care.